Man, we over here trying to get something to eat real quick. But the line is long. We didn't expect this many people to be here, but they're gonna get us a table real quick. Perks of being locals. We got a lot we need to talk about today. I actually had a special request. AB asked me to touch on a certain topic, and I think it works out because it was something that plays into what we were going to talk about today anyway. And big shout out to Will Motivation for getting his 2026 C8 Z06. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the whole video, but I'm really interested in learning and finding out more about how he was able to bypass the stop sale and get his, and what the fix was from GM when it came to this fuel related issue and fueling and setting your Z06 on fire. I wonder if insurance companies are going to start charging us more now because of that. But we got a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to supercars, or at least the idea and perception of a supercar, because I watched this video today, and despite what the title said, not only was supercar never once mentioned, I checked the transcript, even the word super wasn't mentioned once. And I'm still trying to come to grips with a justification as to why this new $2 million Aston Martin would even be considered a supercar. Perhaps maybe it's the engine placement, because the power output was not very impressive. Perhaps maybe it's the transmission, maybe. But then that rules out a lot of other cars that have manual transmissions and manual gearboxes that wouldn't be considered supercars. Maybe, just maybe, it is the production number. Look at my fender popping out there. Maybe it's build quality. Or it's exposed carbon, which I don't have. And hey, GM, if you want to make an exposed carbon Z06, that would be freaking amazing. That'd be awesome. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, and another big shout out to Ed, aka the Factor, with the FL5 getting fully tinted, going windshield and everything. I would guess that we're 20% on the sides, 50% on the front. I think that's the same percentage that Ed got on his Type R. So yeah, enjoy it, bro. All right, that's enough time wasted. Let's go up in here and see if we can get us a table and some breakfast. You still sitting here? Yo, for a second I forgot to record the food.
Thank you.
I got country fried steak and egg over hard with a biscuit and grape jelly. We're drinking our blood orange mimosas, and you got the, what'd you get?
Breakfast sandwich with sausage.
And
bacon Gouda grits.
Bacon Gouda grits.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for no reason at all, remote start. If I hit the button right. I'll be a gentleman, open your door. My dirty ass car. I don't know if y'all can see how dirty this shit is, but I got some new car washing equipment coming, so I'm gonna wait till they show up before I wash this. And Anthony sent me this message. I think it was a request for a video. I'm gonna let her read it.
Where am I reading it from? Oh, okay. Listen, you would think you would give me a heads up, sir.
I sent it to you.
It's in my pocket. You got to tell me when you send me stuff. All right. Hold on, because I don't see anything. Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? This is what Anthony sent, and it says, hold on, I hit the wrong button. Help. I don't know what's happening here.
Wrong button? What are you talking about?
My fat thumb hit something. There we go. All right, this is what it says. Random rant. F82 M4s cost what a C7 Stingray's cost. Similar performance. G82 M4s cost what a C8 Stingray cost. Similar performance to C7 and C8, except C8 kills on digs. You roll up in either BMW and you're respected by most. Roll up in either Stingray and it's a base model. Blech. That's the emoji. Couldn't afford a Z06. I'd love to see cars with Kev on this topic. I want a G80 or 82. Easy win for BMW if you want to mod.
Now would be the perfect time to point out how you couldn't afford whatever. Because Wheeler put up this video, I think it was yesterday on Instagram. Shout out to Wheeler and his epic Corvette owner goes to Disney World. That was pretty freaking hilarious. And he puts up this video about gas mileage or fuel mileage on his ZR1. And the comment section is straight up brutal. I got the perfect response for that. But it starts with this TikTok, so watch.
The car community is cooked. It doesn't matter what kind of car you have, there's always going to be someone to remind you that there's something better. For example, somebody could have worked really hard and finally bought a C8 Corvette. There's going to be somebody who says, why didn't you get a Z06? Even if you did get a Z06, there's going to be somebody saying, why didn't you get a ZR1? If you got a ZR1, someone's going to say, why didn't you get a ZR1X? Never ends. Whatever happened to don't hate, congratulate? And also, people have to realize there's something called personal preference. Every car has a different use. The person who buys a G80 M3 but didn't get the bucket seats might just want to daily it. The bucket seats are really uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter. You just can't beat the internet. You get a G80. Why didn't you get a G80 Comp? You get a G80 Comp. Why didn't you get a G80 Comp X Drive? You get a G80 Comp X Drive. Why didn't you get a CS? You get a CS. Why didn't you get the Kith edition? Even though it's an M4, but you know what I mean. On top of that, majority of the people who down talk on others don't even have the kind of car that they're saying you should have got with your own money. Wish it wasn't like that, but I think we're at the point of no return now. At the end of the day, if you bought a car that you like and you want to post it, you want to show it off, you want to make content, just do it. There's always going to be some haters. You can't satisfy everybody. Just live your life, have fun, and be safe.
So I guess just a warning or disclaimer, if you're sensitive or you get triggered easily or you're just a huge Aston Martin fanboy or girl for that matter, possibly, then you may not enjoy what I have to say here, but I don't think that you can actually argue the truth behind the question. The last front-engine V12 supercar with a manual transmission, the Aston Martin Valor.
This is the Aston Martin Valor, a limited production celebration of Aston Martin's 110th anniversary. And it's not just a car, it's a love letter to driving.
And at some point in there, I was actually waiting on them to say that it's a supercar. Not a love letter to driving, because look, don't get me wrong. I can agree with that. I can, empathize with that, or maybe, I don't know if that's the right word, but besides the point, look, there's a ton of cars out there that we love to drive. However, that doesn't make them supercars. And I really want to know what makes this a supercar.
The front end of this car pays homage to the 1970s V8 Vantage, and the rear has the taillights of the Valkyrie.
Is that what it takes? Is it taillights from a supercar or hypercar Valkyrie? What is that? Supercar or hypercar? Because the front looks like a Mustang. It looks like a Mustang with some angel eyes.
Marrying classic to modern Aston Martin DNA.
And the side looks like a Mustang too, now I'm looking at it.
The 6-speed manual transmission is paired with a twin turbocharged V12 engine that produces 705 horsepower and 555 pound-foot of torque.
Is that the same power output as the SUV that we looked at in Orlando? And don't get me wrong here, folks. That's a lot of power. But for a $2 million supercar with 12 cylinders and 2 turbos, I'm not really impressed.
Underneath the incredibly lightweight bonnet sits the 5.2-liter engine produced and built fully in-house by Aston Martin. Out of all the extraordinary features on this car, my favorite part is the 21-inch honeycomb wheels.
Now, if supercar status means an exquisite wheel that is extremely anxiety inducing and a bitch to clean, then check.
Which you can find on many Aston Martin models, but I think they look best on the Valor. While we're down here, I'd like to mention the special badging only on Valor that signifies the 110th anniversary for Aston Martin. Not only that, out of the 110 units produced, this is one of 3 for North America produced in full exposed carbon fiber.
Now that right there is cool as shit, okay? Maybe that's what does it. If it's your car is full carbon, exposed carbon, then if that's it, then all right, I'll give them that one.
Instead of adding a massive rear wing, Aston Martin added these little winglets paired with the ducktail and this massive rear diffuser, adding maximum downforce without taking away from the aesthetics of the car.
It looked like he's riding through Roswell or Buckhead, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Atlanta. Maybe it's not Georgia.
Now, not only the outside of this car is special, on the inside you have tweed carbon fiber lightweight bucket seats, you have an open work gearbox, as well as all the buttons you could possibly ask for.
Is it the interior? Can an interior make a car, a regular car, a supercar? Is that enough? Like, what does it take to be a supercar? Or is it the price? Again, $2 million. Now, granted, $2 million, sub 4 seconds, 0 to 60, relatively slow when it comes to quarter mile times at creeping into the 12s, depending on driver and surface prep and altitude and temperature, and top speed 200 mile an hour. Cool story, bro.
This car is incredibly analog, once again mixing the classic with modern Aston Martin DNA.
How much you want to bet we see an Aston Martin Valor in the next Bond movie?
This car is raw, rare, and analog, making it a modern classic. If you have any questions about the Aston Martin Valor or other Aston Martin models, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My name is Dario Torregiani, sales specialist for Aston Martin Greenwich, and thank you for watching.
All right, don't get me wrong, it's a good looking car. Perhaps maybe it is an instant classic, but is that what it takes? Limited numbers to qualify as a supercar?